Well, Steve White, Trek Boy 89 for Steve Arts 89. Well, I'm up to season 3 of Star Trek Enterprise, and it is officially Star Trek Enterprise now, because it was Enterprise for the first 2 seasons, and they changed it. And they changed a lot of things in this season, and I don't know why. The first 2 seasons were great, but because they were on UPN, they weren't doing as well as Star Trek did in syndication, because it was a tiny, failing network that they basically sacrificed Star Trek to try and launch, and it never worked. It failed. It, for a while, merged with Warner Brothers, their channel, and then they became I can't remember what the hell it became. The Warner Brothers channel and the Paramount channel became one channel. I think it was the CW. And yeah, they just seem to do a lot of things out of fear. Like they tried to make the theme song cooler or something. They put like a faster beat behind it, and they just ruined it. And what it said was, we don't believe in this product and we think there's something wrong with it, and we're going to try and make it better, because a lot of Star Trek at a certain point just became about, we're embarrassed to be Star Trek, and we want to try and be something else, or make people think we're something else, or make people feel like we're something else, so maybe they won't realise they're watching Star Trek, and they'll watch it because they feel like it's something else. And that's something that has just gotten worse and worse and worse, to the point now where Strange New Worlds is just a parody. And they've got shows that are just nothing to do with Star Trek. They're trying to do a political show about Archer. They're trying to do a office-based, reality-based sitcom, and they've already done kids shows, like literally like kiddie shows, and it's just, they're trying to do everything but Star Trek, because they've got this brand and this title that they want to make money out of, because it's made money in the past, but they don't like what it is, or they're insecure, or they have no faith in what it is, so they keep trying to make it into something else. And some of that was in this season, because the first 2 seasons were great. They went out into space, they explored strange new worlds, new civilizations, they went out with the idea to just explore and learn, and they just had, story after story, interesting and new and unique. And then what did they do? They just threw all that away after 2 seasons and did a year-long war arc, a September 11 story, basically. And September 11 was when Enterprise premiered, and Enterprise was one of the few series that survived that season, because September 11 just destroyed a lot of shows that got cancelled that year. But Star Trek survived, and for some reason the 3rd year it felt like it had to address September 11. And that's not what Star Trek should have done. Star Trek was the opposite. Should have shown, in the future we're not going to have that word I'm not going to say. We're not going to have things like that happen, because we've gotten past all of that. We've gotten rid of religion and all the things that cause war. We've gotten rid of money and greed and all the things that cause war and all these horrible things. And now we can go out into the future and just have wonderful adventures. And that's what they're doing for 2 years. And then they turned around and decided to do this story. And I remember getting to the end of the season going like, what did we achieve here? It was just, bad guys attacked us. We went after the bad guys. We stopped the bad guys. The good guys won. Wow, what an interesting intellectual experience that was. And unfortunately, every season since then of Star Trek's pretty much been the same thing. Just get a villain for the season, and you have to spend the whole season with the good guys just working to beat the bad guy, and then that's all they manage to do. There's no interesting stories, not learning anything, just good guys beating bad guys. Basic people go, yeah, good guys won, and that's it. Because they're trying to attract everyone other than Star Trek, everyone other than science fiction fans and intellectuals to Star Trek, because they want it to have a bigger appeal than what it does. It's a niche show. It's for intellectual, intelligent people who like science fiction and good storytelling. There's only so many in the population who are into that. So yeah, I have a love-hate relationship with this season, because although they tried to do a season arc and they promoted that and went on and on about that, they end up doing a whole bunch of standalone stories anyway that are sort of Star Trek stories, and some of them are really good. Like, some of them are really good. A couple are like, I guess that sounded like a good idea in the writer's room. Don't know how it got all the way to the screen, but yeah. So I'm going to do my episode by episode review as well. But like just a couple of great ones. Similitude. I hate Carpenter Street. There's some good ones. But I don't have the time to really go into any of that. And also I don't remember all the names. But they lose me with this season. I never really want to watch it, because I just think, just one big war long, the Xindi arc, the war arc. But then I forget there are a bunch of little stories in there, and some of them are pretty good. So they failed in that way, but that kind of saved the season because there's actually a few stories in there that actually are not just bad guys. We must defeat the bad guys. We won. Oh, we're the good guys. That's the level that the season was aiming for, and they accidentally created a whole bunch of Star Trek in there. So there is that. But it really made me look forward to season 4. But then season 4 did mini arcs, which took some of the fun out of it as well. So this kind of was the end of Star Trek. We got the first 2 years of Enterprise are the last 2 good, seasons of Star Trek, last 2 years of Star Trek, and then it started to go in the wrong direction, massively. So yeah, I'm going to leave it there because I'm nearly at 6 minutes. Feel free to share, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you thought of the 3rd season of Star Trek Enterprise.